This is not about the talent of the player or even who we see finishing higher in fantasy. It's about who we are more likely to have more stock of this year.
We are starting off this series with Zack Moss and Devin Singletary, the Buffalo Bills backfield. Devin Singletary, he's going as RB 42, okay, in drafts this year. And Zack Moss is going as RB 38. Zach, draft one, pass one. Who will you be owning more stock of this year?
I'm assuming neither is not an option. Just before we start.
Not at all.
Okay. So neither's an option. Let me explain why. I will give you an answer, but let me explain why I'm not excited for this backfield.
Right.
Really at all. Okay. When I think of the worst running backfield in fantasy, the Bills have to be up there.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Last year, the Bills ran the ball 411 times. They had 411 rushing attempts. That's 38% of the time they ran the ball.
Okay.
Amongst the NFL, they ranked 22nd in rushing attempts. Okay. That sounds all right. 22nd in a pretty good offense. Hey, there's some value there. But what if I told you that out of the 411 rushing attempts, Josh Allen rushed for 102 of those?
Makes sense.
This is a running backfield where volume is not going to be had. You're not going to be able to have a lot of opportunities in this backfield. And we always like to say, oh, you know, Josh Allen, right? I feel like Josh Allen is going to be protected more this year. Surely they're going to rush the ball more. I mean, last year, he didn't get injured. He didn't seem to have any problem protecting himself.
He had a
and
couple
they won a
scary
lot of
moments.
games.
He had a couple
They
scary
won a lot
moments.
of games, though. Why would they stop utilizing Josh Allen the way he's being utilized right now?
I agree.
Let me tell you how bad this got for me when I was researching this topic, Devin Singletary or Zack Moss. I thought, man, the Texans are pure shit. But I think I'd rather have David Johnson over either of these guys. Then I thought to myself, what about Nyheim Hines? Am I really going to go this low? And I thought to myself, maybe I would rather have Nyheim Hines than either of these guys. Here's my answer. My answer is Devin Singletary. And I think that's going to surprise you potentially. But the biggest reason I would choose Devin Singletary over Zack Moss, again, not who's going to finish higher, but who I'm going to have on more of my teams, is because of the passing upside. Okay?
Right.
And again, with Zack Moss and Devin Singletary, they're both not going to have a massive amount of opportunity to run the ball. So I look at it and I say, who has the opportunity to catch more passes out of this backfield? Okay? Last year, Devin Singletary had 50 targets for the entire year.
Yep.
Zack Moss, just 18. Zack Moss is getting around 1 target per game. Devin Singletary is getting over 3 targets per game. I don't think either are going to be all that valuable on the ground. So I look at it in a PPR league, and I think I'm going to have more Devin Singletary than Zack Moss, which is crazy because that's something that's just flipped for me while we are doing this series. And the last thing I'll say is I know that right now you can get Zack Moss at a pretty decent price, but I expect his ADP to continue to rise throughout this offseason as people want to find a good starting running back. They want to find the hype. So I'm going to let Zack Moss's ADP continue to rise in the offseason, and then I'm going to grab Devin Singletary way later just as like a 4th or 5th running back on my team.
Yeah. Look, I wasn't surprised that you took Devin Singletary because when I was looking into this, Devin Singletary had more touches, more yards, more reception. He had more of everything. You know?
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I thought of going into this conversation was like, what did we say in the last video of Zack Moss?
Yeah.
Zack Moss was a lot more talented than Devin Singletary.
And it's true. It is true.
Yeah. So, you know, I go back and I look at it as like, well, am I going with the numbers or am I going with what I believe? And like we always say, you know, ranking is just a guide. When we make a decision, like a split decision, we go with our gut. And I have to go with my gut here, and it has to be Zack Moss for me. Okay. And I think one thing that really put it over the top for me was his explosive runs. Okay. He had a lot of explosive runs, 10 plus 15 yard explosive runs, which means that he has great vision. He has great opportunity to kind of see that open field and take opportunity with that. So in my personal opinion, I completely agree with all, you know, the whole Josh Allen and, you know, him really being the lead back there. I think that if I look going into this season, I truly believe that the Buffalo Bills want to run the ball more. Yes, throwing is important, but I mean, we'll win Super Bowls, defenses, and the run game, in my opinion. What happened in the Super Bowl? Lenny came out of nowhere.
Is that what happened when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball?
Okay. He is a freak of nature, and this
Josh Allen is a freak of nature. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Josh
100%.
Allen is that guy,
100%. And I completely agree. I'm not saying I don't disagree with you. Anyways, split decision. If I had to give you an answer right now, it's Zack Moss, purely because of what I believe is going to happen in this offense.
Okay, and I think that is the one caveat here, right? I think there might be a scenario where they want Zack Moss to be more involved, and that could affect Devin Singletary's value. But I think when it came down to the decision for me, it was where could I get these guys? And I don't want to spend the value that Zack Moss currently requires in a redraft league. So, by the way, in Dynasty, quickly on these guys, I'm also out on Dynasty for both of them. If I had to choose one, I would choose Zack Moss, I think, in a Dynasty league.
Absolutely.
But I don't like either of them.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.